Diane in Denmark here. Let me just get the timer running where we're not going to be here for long. Normally I would check in with you on a Tuesday and I might talk to you about Plan and Play and as you'll remember, if you're doing the Flylady system, I used to be one of the mentors at Flylady Premium. In Flylady land, Tuesday's Plan and Play Day. And you know, we've talked about planning menus, looking ahead to see you know, if their birthday's coming up, you know, you take your calendar and if you've done something like me, you had a nice picture of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man as your little daily inspiration. Take out your control journal and we're just looking forward. And I wanted to speak to you today about something because this whole thing of looking forward, the last week or so I've had a case of not the blues, but the blahs. And you know, my mojo went missing, I couldn't find it. And I know where it's gone and I know how it started. It's because during the last week or so, the Danish weather's been changing. Officially autumn starts for us on the 1st of September, that's on Thursday. And you know, the last few nights when I've been outside or early in the morning, we've got all those signs that autumn is coming. The darkness is coming, and that for me is scary. I'm really not good with the long dark winter days. They really bring me down. But I've also learned the last 10 or so years that by taking some precautions now, I can kind of plan my way out of it. And I don't mean, you know, if you are feeling depressed or really down, please see the doctor. With me, it's just a thing that comes in the winter, and as I said, I've got a few coping mechanisms, and I want to share those with you today in case you're the same way. And it's been really helpful for me, you know, on these Plan and Play Tuesdays to think about that and keep that in the back of my mind. So I'm going to tell you what I've been planning. Maybe it's something that resonates with you. Because in Denmark, we can have in the winter, it can be dark from between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and when that darkness comes, all I want to do is like put a blanket over my head and hide from the outside world. Anyway, what I have done so far is I have signed myself up for evening classes again. I did Swedish evening classes a couple of years ago, and I want to, you know, I'm intermediate stage now with Swedish, so I want to move a bit on that. And the advantage for me of taking evening classes is that these Swedish evening classes, they're in the centre of Copenhagen. They start about, I think it's about 5 o'clock in the evening, which means that I've got to be in the centre of town. It'll already be dark by then. But it means that I'm out the house and, you know, I've got things going on around me, and it's actually really nice to be in Copenhagen in the winter time, you know, and all the lights are on and they're getting ready for Christmas. So anyway, I've signed up for Swedish evening classes because they will, you know, improve my Swedish, and it will also make sure that I am out at least one night during the week and actually getting out there. And also, and as I've told you before, I'm an introvert, so just kind of getting out and doing these things is a bit tough, but I enjoy it when I do it. I'm also planning to meet up with friends, and we're going to go, you know, I've got various friends that I see every 6 weeks, 7 weeks or so, and you know, we'll go and watch a movie, or we'll go to the theatre, or we'll just meet up for an early dinner in town. So that's another thing that I'm planning. Something that I've been doing on a daily basis, as you may have seen or heard, or if you're following me on Instagram, is my winter bathing. And that has been a huge turning point for me. Because winter bathing, if you don't know what it is, it's basically skinny dipping in the sea all year round. And you know, you can start in the summer and then you just kind of keep going. And all it is you know, even on the days, and especially on the days where there is ice outside, there's snow, there's rain, there's wind, I meet up with a couple of friends and we dip in the sea. And if you're interested in that, I made a video about it. You can go and read all the details. I'll put a link. But that has been a huge turning point for me because we cycle down to the sea, you know, even if it's snowing, we cycle down and we take everything off and get into the sea. And just that very fact of being at the water, I love being beside the water, and my star sign is Cancer. I think it's because of that. Just that fact of being out every morning and, you know, just seeing the changes in the weather, because it may look, you know, dark and dreich outside, but actually every day is completely different. The sea is a different colour, the sky is a different colour, there are waves, there are huge waves. So that has been really helpful for me because it gets me out of the house every day, and it just gives me that you know, kind of extreme sport thing. You know, I'm 50 years old, but I do a kind of extreme sport. I'm not a sporty type, but I get my cycle riding and I get my skinny dip. So that's an all year round thing for me, which has really helped with the kind of winter sadness that I get. Also, Marla, the Flylady, she suggested to me a couple of years ago to start taking the vitamin tablets, you know, vitamin D. So that is something that I've added to my errand day list, my grocery list for Thursday, because I haven't been taking the vitamin D tablets over the summer. So I'm going to start on those again. And I don't know if they really make a difference, but you know what, if it's a placebo effect, I don't care. It's just an added layer that this is something that helps me get through the winter darkness. Also, Flylady related, you may have seen, also if you're following me on Instagram, that I have found a couple of Christmas gifts for myself. Now, before you all say, you're mad, you know what, listen, if you're laughing at me right now, just you wait until December and I will have the last laugh, because I've actually got some gifts to myself and will be organised. Anyway, one of the good things that I enjoy about the winter is that in the middle of October, just after the Danish school break, we start the Flylady cruising through the holidays. Now, if you've never done that before, please join me for it this year. Flylady sends out these missions in October, and the idea is that by planning in, you know, the end of October through November, by the 1st of December, you have bought your gifts, wrapped them, or made gifts if you're the type that likes to crochet, knit, that you have organised your meals, you've thought about it, you've started stockpiling, you know, flour, baking powder, all those things that you're going to need for baking cookies or whatever you do. So I'm looking forward to that. That's something that helps bring me through the winter. And the other thing is that in Denmark, you know, I'm in Denmark, and we have this thing called hygge, where we make all the kind of daily things cozy. You know, we've always got candles going, even in the summer. We light candles, you know, we've got candles going all the time. And in Denmark, they don't just see, you know, Christmas as the 24th of December, because that's when Christmas is in Denmark, the evening of the 24th. Christmas in December is the whole month of December. December is called the Christmas month. And Christmas in Denmark, they also use Christmas as a verb. At jule means to Christmas. And I love that because it's all the things of getting ready for Christmas. And so I've got the Flylady thing, and then every day in December, you know, you see it on Danish television, there's a different thing to do every day, or you're baking biscuits or decorating the tree or making tree ornaments. Anyway, I love that. So that's something that kind of pulls me through December, and then we're kind of into January and we're beginning to look ahead. Oh, there we go, there goes my timer. And then the light days are coming back. So anyway, and I want to keep it short because I've got some more planning to do along with Iron Man here. just make sure that, and listen, all these things that I've said, you know, you don't need to do the same thing, or maybe you don't suffer from this kind of winter sadness. But just try and plan a few things for yourself, because, you know, it's called Plan and Play Day on a Tuesday, and the play part is just as important as the planning part. So make sure that you actually plan some play dates for yourself. You know, you may be 50 years old like me, but you can still have a play date with your friends, you know, or your kids, or your significant other. So anyway, I'm going to keep it very short here today. I'm going to get on with my planning, and as usual, if you want to join in the fun, we are on Instagram. You can find me. My name on Instagram is the same as the channel here. It's Diane in Denmark, or you can use the hashtag Diane in Denmark, and you will find us. And we're posting, you know, whichever outfit we're wearing for the next day. We've shined our sinks. What we're having for dinner, what we've been decluttering, what we're working on. So anyway, you're very welcome to join us for that. And that's it. So I'm going to sign off now. Diane in Denmark, and it's actually a beautiful sunny day today. One of the warmest actually days of the summer. I've got my washing hanging outside. Hooray! Because normally I have to dry it in the basement from day to day, and today I'll be actually able to finish the whole thing in one day. How great is that? Simple pleasures. Okay, that's for me. See you very soon. Diana Denmark signing off. Oh, and live long and prosper.